Welcome, you're listening to a Rolemaster Classic Actual play set in Terry K Amthor's excellent Shadow World using fantasy grounds. You can find session summaries, items and characters on Obsidian Portal, for now, where our campaign is called The Praise of Old Men. This episode is cross-referenced as Chapter 4, Demons of the Burning Night, Parts 3 and 4. We're also on YouTube, Podbean and Twitch, where you can find the various links as well as an index of some of the main points of each episode in the description. Jan, Numal's player, is missing this session. Our GM Stuart has also resolved his dodgy mic issues, so the days of audio cutting out look to be over. Hooray! Previously on, one of Terek-Nev's denizens, a tall, swift and strong demon, bars the party from getting closer to the large stone building. Already it has felled Cran with one blow that has stoved in his helm and killed him. Or has it?
Is that also the same even with a helmet? I guess it is. Because some of them, if you're wearing greaves and stuff.
No, it doesn't. No, actually, if you've got a helmet, so
it's got full plate on. So
very few of the criticals in Rolemaster say if they've got this helmet, you're protected. But that's clearly what the armor is there for. So
some of them, like greaves, will say there's a 25% chance of eliminating crits just in general under the equipment list there. I don't know if it's the same for helmets, but I remember greaves, pauldrons or whatever have that.
Yeah, you can have a look.
Yeah, I'll have a look for that. Cran parried it nicely with his head.
Oh my god.
Right, let me move on to Unan.
Okay, Ugnan's going to run forward and touch Cran's head and take it to himself.
What? You're mad.
Right, let's just pause. So let me have a look in the equipment list.
You got it.
Yeah, so it's full plate is plate covering all exposed areas and helm of choice included in price. So just
and then look at the greaves part, because I know that it might not say, but the greaves will always say something like 10% for archer bracers.
Yeah,
25%.
In fact, arm greaves it says protect versus arm crits. Leg greaves protect versus leg crits. So that's not even percentage. It says it protects.
I assume a helmet would do the same, because you take a penalty to perception.
Well, I guess the concussion might be like getting fully. Concussion damage is like getting fully like whacked around the head with something heavy. You're still going to like get probably concussed. The concussion damage would do that, but
all right. So rather than the foe being, you'll take the 30 hit point. The opponent doesn't die.
And you can say the helmet is gone.
Yeah, actually, destroy the helmet, knocked it off or something would be good.
Yeah, so the helmet is destroyed, and you're obviously stunned and unable to parry for a few reps.
I mean, that was a hell of a critical. I mean, I'd be frustrated the other way around if I was fighting an opponent and then he basically
give me a
survived.
Constitution roll.
So that's at -10 still, isn't it? Because I'm.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a pretty good roll. So you are stunned for 4 rounds and can't parry for 3.
Okay, so you see this sort of whip out really fast, crack Cran in the side of the head. It actually slices a piece of metal that rolls up, kind of almost peels back like a tin can on top of his helmet. It catches in there and rips it off his head. You hear a crunching sound of Cran's neck stretching too far, and the helmet flies off into the wall next to him, and Cran, lolling there on his feet, drops to his knees in front of the thing.
Right, the creature then steps round, ignores you, Sylke. Now it's Ugnan's turn. So
I didn't quite catch. Did he decapitate that demon or not?
That was Cran's head, not the demon.
Oh god, right, that's right. Yeah, he's going to keep prepping. I think it's going to be whole kind rather than shock bolt, because I've just seen what he's shrugged off to Sylke. Okay. And I'll use 10 feet of movement to just take a little step to the right.
Okay.
To out there.
Is everybody happy with that on the fly?
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously if you apply that to the NPCs, if it's the other way around.
It's just something that, if you're DMing a monster, I never worry about armor protecting them because I've got no end of monsters. But obviously when it happens to a PC, you want to both make it realistic, but also give people a fighting chance. And as John said, there's little point in being armor type 20 with a helmet if it offers you minimal extra protection to a head crit.
Yeah, I mean, you think how Warhammer works, you sacrifice armor points for crits to negate them until you have no armor points left, so it's something similar, isn't it?
Right. And not only that, it's one life, and then unless you've got a whole bunch of helmets in your backpack that you're putting on every round, that's gonna your whole
Yes.
roundups.
Yeah. All right. Numal will step across to his left and come in to try and attack the creature with his magic demon beating sword. That's a fumble.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are geniuses at the moment.
Can you spell TPK?
Fumbles. Here we go. Weapon fumbles. Oh, I'm sorry, Jan.
Roll forward 2 weeks, and the Iron Bella walking around going, where are these all corpses come from?
Yeah.
Aren't those that Sylke lot?
Okay, right. He's lost 2 rounds. So he slips, trips, and fumbles his sword, which scatters off into the darkness. So Numal curses and then drops to his knees to go after his sword. Cran, I'm afraid you're concussed on the ground.
Yep.
Terry, you're next.
Okay, so I'm going
Creature is
to...
11 foot tall, wreathed in flames, and is hideously fast.
Yes, so I'm going to take to the air with pulling the katana because it's bonuses versus
That's
demons. The reason I'm taking to the air, and I was wondering why I was getting moving maneuver bonuses, it's because I'm wearing the vampiric armor, which is 89, that acts as 86. So I've updated the moving maneuver rolls on my spreadsheet to equal
Yeah, now remember,
86
when
armor.
somebody gets injured when you wear that vampiric armor, it has an
Yeah, when they bleed.
doesn't it?
Yeah, when they
Bleeding.
bleed, it gives them a +2 bleed and feeds me the hit.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm taking to the air. So what I'm hoping to do is because I know that even at 20 feet up, I'll be within
able to
striking
see.
range if it's got a
Yeah,
13
from
foot.
above.
But yeah, so I'm going to try and swing down, and I'm using my height range to actually try and stay away from the group. If anyone gets injured, I'll specifically move away max distance from them.
Okay.
Because
So
it's
what I'm gonna
it's an
lay-
area of 20 feet around me.
Right. So what I'm going to ask you to do, or what I'm going to say, Cherry, is for you to activate your ring and use it for the first time, and draw your sword and move is the limit of what you can do this round.
Yeah, for sure. It's just I'm getting into the right positioning. I'm being more cautious about my friends.
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
if you want
that's
to
plenty.
move your token, you can. And then we'll go to Victor. It's your turn.
Oh, right. Guess I'll take out my shield and the warhammer. Take a step forward and try to hit the bastard.
Yeah, I'll let you attack because you're not that far away from the creature when it moved.
Unleash the beast.
Yeah, let's go full out.
There's no time for unleashing the beast. This is combat.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's 15 points of damage. And you also do a large creature critical.
Actually, it's that's a demon, right? So
Yeah.
the warhammer has plus 35 to demons.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's going to be 17 and an E critical. So that's a large creature critical. So that's an open-ended dice roll.
Open-ended, right?
Oh.
Oh no, I thought it was the other way around.
Oh my gosh, that's 2 fumbles in a row.
Well, that's not you. So you can't fumble your critical. I mean, 1 to 5 is plus 12 hits and your weapon breaks. But this is an enchanted weapon, so your weapon won't break. But you've done no extra damage, I'm afraid. Okay. Let's have some initiative rolls, please, as Cran lies concussed on the ground.
Oh, nice.
Checking. Do I get the penalty to initiative as well? That -10 due to morale.
No, not at the moment because you're unconscious.
Okay, so I just don't even roll initiative. I just go right at the end. All right.
Is Cran unconscious?
Yes. Is he unconscious? No, we said he was stunned and unable to parry. So no, Cran, you can roll. We didn't say you were unconscious, and you don't have to take that -10 penalty because you're actually in combat.
Okay.
Now might be a time for you to think about when you're not stunned. I would suggest that this is when you would definitely go berserk.
Yeah, he's livid, not just berserk.
I'm furious. I am beside myself. Right, so I think the creature is going to turn its attention on you, Victor, and have a go at you. So you can have you set parry against this creature at all?
No, I did an all attack.
It's a new round,
It's a
though.
new round, so you can now set
Oh,
your
right.
victory. So
Yeah,
I'll
you
give
got your weapon.
to adjust that, and then
Uh,
I'm going to try and kill you.
well,
That's
so
what the game,
full
that's what the
parry?
game evolves down to. Isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Let's go like that. Yeah.
And just remind us,
so,
Victor,
yeah.
didn't Stuart kill your other character in the other campaign?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I say Stuart, I mean the NPCs, obviously not Stuart.
Yeah,
he's got previous.
Yes, I have got previous. My son still won't play Rolemaster because I hurled his character off the bridge. He refuses to play. I feel bad for him because we got him round with a load of kids from school, and he was kind of, you know how they do as a teenager, he was kind of flexing his manly 19-year-old muscles in front of some sixth form girls. And within 20 minutes, I hurled his character off a bridge and he was dead. That was it.
Never spoken to Dad since.
Yeah.
Well, he won't play Rolemaster.
That's
anyway,
an expensive psychiatrist session for him now.
Well, that was it.
Dad cock blocked me.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, yes. Changing the subject, I'll attack Victor. Where are we? Okay. So that's, I'm afraid, 30 points and an E crush critical.
Oh my god. Why am I so close to this guy now?
This thing is hard as nails.
Oh, 2.
Oh, sweet.
100.
So that's another 2 hit points of damage, Victor. Okay, Sylke, it's your turn.
Okay. She sees her buddy just go, and she's going to sweep this guy. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but she's thinking, he's a big boy and maybe he'll go down hard, so she's going to sweep him. She's got her parry in, so it's just a +0, but we'll try and see what happens. Open-ender! Oh, no.
No, the creature is so solid and so heavy that you're unable to even rock it. Its legs are so thick and massive.
She does a little Japanese girl peace sign to it and tries to step back, but all of her action is taken. She'll wait till.
Okay. Unfortunately, of course, you'll recall that the creature is wreathed in flame and fire, and you've just tried to kick out at it with your robed legs.
Oops.
So you're going to take an A heat critical.
Then that's at -50, sir, because of my super robes of the Met.
Yep, that's fine.
All criticals being reduced by 1 step. Oh, and criticals being reduced by.
Okay, so in that case, you're immune to that heat damage then. Okay. No, fly, you fools.
Yeah, I want to hear the R's wreathed in flame.
Not from me, you won't.
Oh, no.
Numal is still fumbling for his sword. Ugnan, it's your turn.
Okay, as casting Hold Kind of just dumping all the stuff in. Okay, gesticulating wildly, calling to the heavens, telling it to disrupt this foul demon, and moving 3 feet forward just to get within 10 feet, and then locking the fist, pulling it down, and trying to lock it into 25% of its action.
I see pelvic thrusts happening right.
So that's a base attack roll, Stuart. So whatever the resistance roll for that.
Yeah. So what spell are you casting?
Hold Kind. So it's it's my attacking level 8 on versus that.
Oh wow.
That might have an effect. Let me have a look. So it's going to get a resistance roll. Ooh. Okay, so the creature is frozen. Ugnan, can
Wow.
you give me? You've managed to hold it temporarily.
Yeah.
Can you give me, please? So you draw your spell power from intuition.
Yep.
Can you give me an intuition roll, please?
Oh, see if your god is with you.
Okay. So you are barely holding this creature under control. I'm going to tell you what level it is in chat. Sorry, in whisper. So that's
And
the
then
level
we
of
run.
creature that you are holding still.
Okay.
You know that you're not going to you're not going to be able to hold it forever. It is going to break this spell. So every round, because of that difference in your spell's level and its level, it's going to get a chance to break free. So
And
it's
I-
going to make a resistance
can
roll every turn.
And I can only hold it to 25%, so it's only at 25% of its action, so it still can attack at 25% of its OB, etc. I can't hold this long. Make it quick. Take this thing down.
Oh my god, he sounded like Scotty from Star Trek.
I cannot hold it, Captain.
There you go. So the creature is going to be able to move, but obviously it's almost as if it's moving through treacle. Cherry.
Okay, so I'm going to try and zip in, have a swing at its back, and then zip back.
Right, I'm going to ask you to make a moving maneuver roll because obviously you're flying, which is not your normal mode of action.
True. I'm going to have to practice.
So I'm just making sure you don't fumble.
A
Okay.
bit wonky.
Okay. You can move in and you can make an attack, but you won't be able to add any of your offensive bonus. So it's just a swing with no offensive bonus, and then you can move out.
So no attack bonus whatsoever.
No attack bonus, or you can move in, make your attack, but you won't be able to move out.
Ooh. I'll move in and make my attack and won't be able to move out.
Okay, you'll get a flank bonus on this attack. Not bad though. You managed to hit it for 8 points of damage.
Well, it's damage. It's good. Hope to get some bleeds on it.
Cran, I think, has got 2 more rounds when he's still stunned, so we can't do anything. But Cran, that's in the back of his mind, which is swirling with dark shapes and bright lights behind his eyes, and his peripheral vision's all gone screwy. But he's thinking about the arrogance of saying, "I'm just going to go and cut the thing's head off" about 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, right.
Is he really?
Okay, so
And
Cran is
still
down.
was all
Victor,
bravado. Sorry.
Victor, it's your turn.
So am I right in saying I can parry next round? Because originally it was can't parry for 2, and I think we've just had 2 rounds. That's
Let's have a look.
so
Cran.
it should be down to.
You're stunned. You can't parry for 2 for. Yeah, after this it'll be 1 more round.
Because they're not counting down. At least I don't think so. Because it started off at 4 and 2, and it's still 4 and 2.
Yeah, so 2 rounds have gone, so it should actually be 2 and 0 then.
2 and 0, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I
All
don't know why it didn't count down. Probably because I'm manually. I don't know actually. Victor, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a big swing at.
Okay, now remember your weapon is a slaying weapon against demons. So if you hit, you roll on the slaying table. Okay, so make your normal attack roll then. So that is 17 points of damage. So it's a slaying roll, so that's open-ended.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's better.
So 75. So you shatter the shoulder or the right-hand shoulder of the foe's weapon arm. It takes another 15 hits. But that means it's unable to use its 2-handed sword, which it drops to the ground.
Oh,
Nicely
yeah.
done.
Yes.
It's now just going to use its brute strength in its 1 remaining hand to try and kill you all.
I was just
Claws
gonna
everyone
say,
to death with its severed arm.
its maw distends and grows to the size of us. It's just gonna.
It's going to eat you. So initiative rolls, please, folks. Yeah, it'll just pick up its stump and beat you to death with its stump.
So in this round, Stuart, because it's maybe relevant, because I can now parry. Does that?
Yes.
I've been trying to draw my sword for this is the third round after I said I was going to draw my sword. It's relevant because something happens when the sword's drawn.
Yes, you can draw. So on your turn, you can draw your sword, and you can let loose the dogs of whatever.
Okay.
Puppy dogs of the pet shop, as opposed to the dogs of war. Sylke, it's you to go first.
So, eyes blazing again. She has her lightning fingers starting to twitch, and she reaches out again, knowing that there's no flame damage, to touch the creature.
Okay, those are you actually touching? Because those robes don't cover your hands.
Oh, fair enough if that's the case. It was usually just the whole effect on the body, so I'll take the damage then. But she's...
Okay, so that's going to be 11 points of damage, and that's a large creature critical, please.
Oh,
no, nearly a 66.
Uh-huh.
That's another 3 points of damage.
Eat it.
The creature looks to be, apart from the fact it's lost an arm, or rather one of its arms is now been rendered inoperable, the creature actually doesn't look very badly damaged at all.
Just a minor flesh wound.
Go ahead with your heat critical on me too.
Afraid so. Yeah, I'm going to roll it an A heat critical because I can.
Yeah. 50%.
Yeah, so you'll probably take slightly less damage depending on what I roll. So you take 6 hit points of damage from the heat Sylke.
Ow!
But you're also stunned for a round.
Oh, what?
As you jerk your hand back.
And you squeaked.
Yeah, I
And you
definitely
squeal
squeaked.
like a girl.
Yeah.
It's appropriate. Numal's turn. Numal will try and attack. 6 points of damage. I'm afraid it doesn't manage to do a critical on the creature, which is what you need to do. And he'll stay and fight. Ugnan, your turn.
Still have to concentrate to keep this thing held at 25%, so I'm not sure if I have to do a resistance roll every round. I presume I probably do.
Yeah, so if you want to make another basic attack roll, because it's trying to break your spell.
Yeah, and I presume you can't do all the... it's just a contest of minds. It doesn't really matter about how much you're screaming and...
That's right.
Okay.
No. It's just a straight contest of minds.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so...
92.
No, it's held. In fact, it's beginning... Obviously, the damage that it took to its arm is beginning to affect it. And in actual fact, it seems to be moving even slower.
Be careful, your eyes are bulging out your head.
I nearly shit myself.
I think you already did.
So, Victor, your turn. Another good roll and another slaying critical if you can. That's another 13 points, which is not much, but more importantly, you managed to get another critical on it. So can you give me another slaying critical? So that's an open-ended roll. And as the hammer hits home... Oh my
Damn.
God. That's another 10 hit points. But nothing else. The creature is very, very resilient. So it's on about... You've whittled it down by about a third. Cherry, your turn. I think you very bravely stayed close to the creature next round.
Yep.
That's fine. Off you go. Obviously, you're
Okay.
at sword's length, so the flames only do an A critical, so they don't quite reach out and hit you. So off you go. You still got.
So I'm
flank
still
attack on it.
flanking.
Yes,
Awesome.
you have. In fact, I'm going to upgrade that to a rear attack because the creature is unable to move to face you because of Ugnan's mental effort.
Awesome. And I roll horribly. Time to change dice color.
Obviously, nerves are getting the better of you.
Indeed. I'm going to
I've
stay
discovered
around.
if you click the +70 casual button, you tend to roll a lot better before you roll. Just try that next time.
I'll try that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite nonchalant about fighting 11-foot demons. I think this would be a casual attack. I'm not that serious. I quite like the guy. Cran, you're obviously stunned, but that does mean that you can unsheathe your sword.
Yeah, you can see a massive contusion coming up on Cran's head is going to be a hell of a bruise he's going to have in the next 24 hours. But he's kind of shaking his head and he's remembering, oh yeah, fuck, sword. And he grabs it and draws it and all hell breaks loose. So
as the sword is drawn, remember there's this loud thumping noise which begins to fill the air and is thumping very, very quickly, mimicking your heart rates. Off you go, Cran. Take away the description. What happens next?
So when he draws it, the shield breaker shines incredibly brilliantly. Everyone it's almost like it's like Ugden should have said the Veracida warning. It's that bright. All creatures of darkness within 250 feet are hit with the equivalent of a shock bolt, which flies out of it. So actually, anything within 250 feet of here, which is huge radius, is hit with a shock bolt.
That's awesome.
And so it's at plus 50 at a bonus of under 100 feet, plus 25 between 100 and 250 feet.
Do you want to make have you got a shock bolt roll set up for these?
I do, and I can add 50 as well. It's currently
brilliant.
0.
So let's do the one on this creature.
9.
And there are other creatures obviously within the area, and we'll make half a dozen of those as well.
Okay, so this one is at plus 50?
Yes, it is.
And let me just drag it.
Area effect 250 feet.
Yeah, not quite a weapon you bring on raids.
Okay, that does 8 points of damage.
It was hardly a typical Cran swing.
But it does do a large critical. So let me just get the large creature spells.
Okay.
Big.
not 26. That's not very good.
No, that's not going to do any extra damage, I'm afraid.
Okay.
And then if you want to give me give me another dice roll.
Okay.
Creatures within ranges. These are going to be at plus 25 rather than plus 50.
Okay, so the first one is... So that one is probably not going to hit anything. The second one is going to hit something.
Okay. Can you give me a critical roll? So a normal magical large creature critical roll, please.
He's going to lose
so
his nose.
One firebolt, so one bolt. As the sword is drawn, you can see a bolt of light erupt from the blade and catch the creature in the chest. Another one flies off to the left to be swallowed up by the murk. One flies off behind you, and you can hear a squeal and a shriek as a creature is badly injured. Give me some more dice rolls, please, Cran. Give me another one, plus 25. Okay, and give me another open-ended critical roll, please.
Not very good.
Negligible, but you can hear a shriek, another shriek. Give me another roll, please, Cran.
The good news is we're learning how many creatures are around us. The bad news is we're learning how many creatures are around us.
Good roll.
One's going to hurt.
Another dice roll, please, Cran. Okay,
You know, in those
way to go, buddy.
Bad video games where
blast sends foe into 3-month-long coma, causes permanent paralysis.
Nice.
That's one creature that's been destroyed. And give me one more dice roll, please, Cran. So you've driven away 2, killed 1, driven 1 away, but attracted 3 more. Okay.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Where was that tower again?
As Cran draws his sword and fights, you can see bolts fly all over the place. But in addition to the creature that you now face, obviously other shapes are going to be drawn out of the murk to fight you because they've just been attacked at range.
Cran's got this.
Just going to cut in to the normal gameplay. That was the end of that session. So now I'm going to pick it up again at the beginning of another session, which explains the following sequence. You sound different to me tonight, Stuart.
Yeah, yes, I've been taking elocution lessons. No, I invested. First of all, you helped correct some of the shit that was going on with Discord last time, because I'm a bit of a... Well, I don't really know my ass from my elbow, to be honest. And no, I got a new headset because I had... despite having a PhD and despite being a scientist, when it comes to technology, well, since the I'd be lying if I said 80s. Anything technologically more advanced from the 1970s onwards, I just don't have much patience for. So when I tried to plug in the headset to the laptop, it didn't work. And I bought a cable because I realized I was quite proud of myself. I figured that the cable had got broken somehow. Was it in two pieces? That was a diagnostic. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that. It was a bit more subtle than that, John. I'm almost clever, but not quite. Anyway, I twigged that it was the cable, not the headset. So I bought a new cable, and me being me, I just bought. I was foolish enough. I logged onto Amazon. I typed microphone cable. Bought said microphone cable by Amazon Prime. It arrived the next day. It was too fucking short. Even bent double, I still couldn't actually use the headset. So, because I've got more money than sense, rather than sending it back, I thought, hey, I can still use this somehow. I don't know how. Maybe an Oompa Loompa would like to come around and live underneath the computer table.
Well, you're male. You can never have too many cables. You just need boxes.
Well, no, exactly. So I sent off for another one. Only this time it was long enough. In fact, it's bloody long. It's 15 feet.
So it means you can hop up and walk around while
you can make yourself a cup of tea. Yeah.
In theory, and this is where it gets exciting. In theory, I could go to the kitchen from the conservatory, have a cup of tea, and still be talking to you. The trouble was when I plugged it into the headphone, it still didn't work. I went for 2 days thinking, what the fuck's going on, checking what I ordered. And then I looked very closely at the end, the bit that points and plugs in. And obviously it's a difference. The cable that I got only works with an iPhone. Now, I just foolishly thought the algorithms being what they are, if you type into into Amazon's algorithm, find me a microphone cable, it'll get you a microphone cable. No, it jumped ahead and assumed that I wanted an iPod cable. So anyway, I've got 2 cables, which, why you'd want a 16-foot iPhone cable is beyond me. Anyway, I've got one. So having, as I said, more money than sense, and I just thought, I'll sod this. I'll just buy a new headset, and that's what I've got.
I was going to say
the punchline is disappointing. You wanted a better punchline, didn't you?
I did. Sorry. I want you to lash something together from both sets of cables or something exciting. But
no.
You stole your wife's headset.
I have a question regarding technology from 1970s. That means your house still has rotary telephones, and you still hop up to change channels on the.
Now, you joke about this, don't you? But actually, if I could buy...
I can picture it in my head.
If I could buy a Bakelite rotary telephone, I'd get one.
I
would so get one. And the thing that drives me to distraction... No, don't, oh God, you'll all be like this when you reach my age. The thing that gets me, right, is you look at your remote controls, they are a masterpiece in over-engineering, aren't they?
Yeah.
Why do you need all of those fucking buttons? Honestly, I get that. My wife will say, can you change channels? And I can't because I need my glasses to find the one sodding button that you need to change the channel.
It's time to give up the controller to your wife. I think that's it. That's the only.
Oh, I do. Well, now the sad thing is, which is why the Y chromosome is almost well and truly shriveled away to nothingness. Anything technological arrives, I just give it to the wife. New TV, wife, you can set that up. Honestly, I give up. Well, because it's all bollocks.
I need to challenge your thing. I think unless you've programmed the VCR to actually record something while you were out and it worked, you never mastered technology even from the 70s. So did you?
Okay, no, I probably didn't. No.
One last
I can't
question.
actually ever remember doing that.
Do you still call it the radiogram?
A gramophone.
Yeah, gramophone. I still have records. What I can't work out, right, is my CDs, are those 45 or 33s?
They're 78s, mate.
Oh, they're 78s. Well, where's the bloody hole then? There's no hole in the centre. What do? Balance them?
Yep.
Does it come with Dobbly?
Well,
yes, right.
What I would say, Stuart, is it's given your voice much richer, deeper tones. Thanks very much for the quick indulgence. We'll get back to it now. Cheers.
Yep.
Right. We'll do that infamous thing, please, of can you all roll for initiative, please? We're about to start the next combat round. You'll recall that your way towards what you hope is some sort of palace or temple or some sort of large building which will give you the object you seek. You're after two objects. You're after the portal portal rods, and you're after the ashling stone, and you're hoping that the building you head to will be the location of one or maybe both of those. Right, we'll start with Sylke. Not surprisingly, she's going to prepare a spell. She's going to prepare Shock Bolt, and Sylke will just step away slightly.
I think you're treating us with far too much optimism with that. I think all we're really trying to do is survive a tall flame-wreathed demon right now. So if we do that, then next stage is head to a building.
Okay. Then sadly, unfortunately, more things emerge from the shadows.
Oh.
Okay, this huge creature that you face, which is fully sort of 11 to 12 feet tall, hugely muscled and wreathed in flame, is actually attacking Victor at the moment with a huge two-handed sword.
Just remember, I'm trying to hold the big baddie with the hold kind.
Yes, so he's failed his channeling roll, so he's going to attack with a penalty. So, Victor, he's going to try and hit you with one balled fist. That's 22 points and a C slash from one of the claws, Victor.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, damn.
I'm afraid.
Oh no.
So he slashes you across the leg. So you're stunned and unstunned for 2 rounds and cannot parry. So you've taken a nasty injury to your leg, I'm afraid, Victor. Another creature is drawn in as well. Numal. Let's see where Numal is. Attack with his katana as well. He manages to sneak the katana through the creature's defense. And he'll roll a critical, which doesn't have much effect at all. Ugnan, it's your turn. You're still maintaining that spell, aren't you, I believe?
Yeah, but it gives me 50% action, so I'm going to use that 50% action just to move one step closer to Victor and throw a well into his gob, which is a stun relief for 3 rounds.
Okay, so that will take the stun off.
That's about all I could do, I would guess.
Yeah, and that will, I think, also remove the can't parry as well, if it removes the stun.
Yeah, it's like a smelling salt, isn't it? It's a leaf, but I imagine it must be like a massive rush.
Yep, I'll let you do that. Victor, it's your turn. You still had a minus 45 penalty, but you are able to fight, etc., if you wish, as usual.
Yeah, of course.
Any attack on the demon, I will give you a plus 25 bonus, because it's now being engaged by multiple foes. Cherry, Numal, and yourself.
Right. Let's go.
Nice roll.
Okay, so that's 4 points of damage only. So you managed to hammer your Warhammer home, but it doesn't seem to do, in your weakened state, you lack the resolve, you lack the power to really make that count, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Cherry, it's your turn.
Okay. Now Cherry's like up at head height of this demon here. So
that's right, and you'll get a plus 25 bonus. Yeah, you'll get a plus 25 bonus as well.
Can I spot these other two coming in from behind as well?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I'm going to make this my last attack on this team.
182.
Wow.
Okay, oh, hang on. That's 25 too much. So make that 157.
157.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so that's
reasonable effort.
Reasonable. So that's 16 points of damage. But you just failed to get a critical on it because of its size.
Okay, I'm going to, at the end of my attack, use my flight to move myself. I want to get in between the casters and the shades behind, act as a distraction. zip over to there. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. And that will take us to Cran. Come on, big man. It's time you earned your money.
Yeah, I haven't had any attacks since this thing appeared. I got taken out. I don't have any penalties or anything. I'm absolutely behind it. I'm assuming right now if it's attacking Numal. Yeah, I'm just going to go all out. This thing needs to die right now. Massive swing, and he's still wobbly on his feet. So that could have gone better.
You're still ringing.
Okay, that's enough damage though. So that weight of that swing and the power of the sword is enough to get past the creature's thick hide. So that's 16 points, but you have managed to do. Now, your sword is...
Of slaying, I think.
It's slaying, isn't it? So you've done a slaying critical.
So is that open-ended high or just open-ended?
That's open-ended high.
And no modifiers?
Nope.
Oh, 56. That was 66. That would have been entertaining.
Yep.
So that's a hard flat swing, 15 hits. The foe staggered and stunned and unable to parry for the next round, which is the important one.
Just fucking die, you bastard!
What's that? 15 hits. Let me add those. And stunned and unable to parry for a round. Okay.
Now, I don't know if you saw, Stuart, but unfortunately, Victor is now addicted to Well.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Excellent.
It's 12 gold pieces a throw.
Holy crap. Okay, we need to keep the coffers open.
Got 9 of those, Victor, so you're okay for 9 days.
Oh.
I'm assuming that Cran's addiction to... what is Cran addicted to?
Rook.
Rook is quite cheap, isn't it? I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so I don't imagine, since it's cheap, Cran, you can't gain any benefits from Rook. And I'm assuming since it's so cheap, you're not trying to make any effort to come off the stuff.
Well, I'm not at the moment. I'm trying to find the stuff. I'm in cold turkey at the moment. Haven't had anything for like 2 days.
Oh, haven't you?
I've run out of it. And also, Cherry's addicted to Thurl.
Right. Okay.
I'm thoroughly addicted.
Oh, God.
So basically, you've got 4 drug addicts now. You've got Ugnin on Draft, Cherry on Thurl, Cran on Rook, and now Victor on Well.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Gotta love Rolemaster.
That would be initiative rolls, please, again. Sylke will, I think she's going to leave that big creature and she's going to target that shambling mound with a shock bolt. Oh, that's nice. And she'll roll her B critical, sorry.
Nice.
So that takes the creature across the arm. He's stunned for 4 rounds, almost removes 1 arm, and is unable to parry. So that creature is out of action thanks to Sylke's magic for 2 rounds. She'll then probably move over here just to get a better sight of that one. Deformed Shambling Mound number 1 lurches towards you, Ugnin, I'm afraid, and he's going to try and claw you, I think.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to have to break concentration and just parry with everything I've got.
Okay, so it's going to try and hit you with its claws. First one is basically gouges out some of the ground as it stumbles. It'll try 1 more time with a claw. It gets 2 attacks per round. And the second one doesn't do any better at all. You easily dodge its rather clumsy attacks. These creatures are clearly built for power, perhaps speed, but they're not very agile. As long as you stay on your toes, you should be able to avoid their clumsy attacks. Right, that one is stunned and bleats and whines, looking at its useless damaged left arm. That creature, though, now turns to Numal.
He is stunned, no parry.
Oh, he's stunned. That's right. He's stunned and no parry. Oops, I forgot that one. Thank you. So he'll do nothing. Thank you for reminding me. I think he'll kind of stagger back. Actually, no, he'll stagger away this way. Numal's turn. Numal will have a go attacking it with his sword. So Numal is not obviously a frontline fighter, but he's still managing to, every time he slashes with the enchanted blade, it's managing to cut and slice and cause sort of bleeding damage. So the creature is now, as tall as it is bleeding from a multitude of wounds. It looks unhealthy, it looks damaged, but it's still fit to fight. Cran.
Come back here, you big bastard. He walks over. Is it going directly away from him still? Or is he
it's responded to your attack as facing you and staggered away. It ignored Numal's attack and with one sort of sweep of his hand sort of helped deflect the Kynak, taking a vicious slash across its forearm, but it's focused on your rather terrifying weapon. And that's the sword, not anything else that you've got under your
Steady. So Cran is going to like jink one way, dodge the other, like a very short 5'9" South African winger, and then dodge around it. No, he probably won't do that. He's waiting.
You can do that, but you'll take a -25 penalty for mentioning South Africa.
He is just going to go all out to attack, and it's
fine. No penalty on that.
No penalty then. That's a bit better.
190, crikey, yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay, so you step up to the helpless, defenseless creature and absolutely thump it's shield breaker, isn't it, that you're wielding?
It is. And this thing is just humming, thumping like a heart running at 200 beats per minute. So.
Okay, so you thump your shield home. Can you give me another slaying roll, please? Right. I'll let you add your ambush bonus to it because it's stunned and unable to parry.
Ooh,
so if you've got ambush, I think that would be a sensible use of the ambush rule.
Yeah, getcha. My ambush skill is two ranks. So
so that's
sorry, no, I've got 3 ranks. Apologise.
So that's plus 3. So that's 43, isn't it? So that's a light wound. It takes another 12 hits, but you clearly open up with the power of the sword there. You open up a rather nasty wound across its chest, which is now bleeding at about 5 hits per round. So you can see some red blood, which is actually giving off a faint steam as it falls down its chest, is falling down the creature's body. It's also stunned for another round.
Thank goodness.
Just die,
you sick fuck.
It's your turn.
Right, yeah, he screams and well, not screams. That's too not Ogren. He's like, ah, and he tries to hit with the hand axe and clearly misses.
Okay, flailing as wildly as you do, more intent on keeping the creature away. It ducks away from your attack, so you don't do any damage, but its own attack is obviously going to be affected. Cherry, it's your turn. Ugnan has distracted the shambling creature. You can move if you wish and get a flank attack on it, plus 25.
Move to there.
Yep. And you remember that the creature behind you is stunned.
Excellent.
And you're up in the air anyway.
Yep. Okay, so I'm using my Katana of Demon Slaying.
So that's 16 points. And more importantly, that's a C/critical on that creature. Off you go.
Is that a slaying critical because it's a...
Oh, yes, it is. So off you go. Yep, that's a slaying critical. So it's open-ended.
Oh, open-ended. That's right, 49.
Okay. So 49 is a light wound. It takes... Shame you can't drag these. It would speed up. So it takes another 12 hits of damage. But it's also bleeding at 5 hits per round. So your blade as well...
Add 2 bleeds to that because of my vampiric arm.
What's the radius of your armor?
It's 20 feet.
Okay, so...
I shouldn't be anywhere near him because I'm also 10 feet.
Okay, I will say that you're probably just out of range. So the creature is now bleeding at 5 hits per round, but you can see that as your blade slices home, your armor seems to darken in color. And you can see that as your blade leaves the creature, the cut at both the upper and lower end just rip open a little bit more. Oh, the creature is also has to parry next round. So it can't attack, it can only parry.
Nice.
Victor, your turn.
Right. Yeah, let's hit this motherfucker.
So you can have if you move
sorry.
to here,
Shit.
I can give you a plus 25 to that attack. So why don't you give yourself plus 25 and make that roll again.
Plus 25.
Creature is obviously terrified of Cran's demon slaying sword and is trying to back away and fend the huge hulking warrior off.
There we go.
That's a nice one.
Okay.
So that's going to be 17 points of damage, but you've also done a slaying damage. So that's just a high open-ended roll.
High open-ended, right?
Yep.
Nice job.
Oh.
Okay, so that's another 20 hits. The creature is almost down on its knees. It's bleeding from a score of injuries. It's clearly helpless. And next round, unless you fumble your attacks, you should feel fairly confident of cutting it down. Initiative rolls, please. Looks like you're going to survive this one. Okay, so Sylke will shock bolt that creature again, because why not? And that's a high roll of the good sort. So she manages to do 14 points again and do another E electricity critical on it. Sorry, B electricity critical. And that's a 96. That's it's that. So there's a blast of electricity. Some of you actually feel the hair on the backs of your hands stand up. The air smells faintly of ozone, shortly to be replaced by the distinctive smell of burning flesh. The creature's head ignites into flame, which burns with a bluish light, and the creature slumps to the ground.
Nice.
Sweet.
Done.
That creature is bleeding heavily, and I think it has to defend this round. So it moves away this way. And that's its turn. This creature is pretty helpless and moves that way, trying to desperately get away from Cran, Numal, and Victor with their weapons. Does little
Cut him
else.
down.
Ugnan, it's your turn.
Well, since he's got his hand axe anyway, he'll try and hit this big giant creature.
Yep, you can have a rear attack bonus of plus 35.
Bloody hell, look at the size of that!
That's not bad.
Crikey.
Nice roll.
Ugnan, you'll be delighted to know that you are now officially probably a named man. You are now a demon slayer. As your axe bites into the creature, it slumps to the ground and then begins to topple forwards.
How the bloody hell did I do that?
Well, fuck me, Ugnan. Nice shot.
Ugnan, if you want to take any movement, you still can. Your axe thumps into the creature's back, it just topples. That's enough. You've severed its spine.
Okay, takes 10 feet forward and then he's done.
Okay. Numal will come round to cut this creature off and make a normal attack on it with his Kynak, but that's a miss. And that means, Cran, it's your turn to finish today's festivities.
So Cran makes a lumbering kind of run around under Sylke, and he gets on a bit of speed.
I scream, stay away from me!
And he gets there and he does a full 360 as he steps forward and swings his sword flat at the creature's head.
Yeah, so a bit like a hammer throw at the Highland Games.
Just like that, and especially as he's from behind. So he's a bit like the hammer throw, and it goes in.
It does. I like the way he twirls your token as well.
It was all part of the great act. So
yeah, I gave him a secret bonus for twirling his token. So that's 33 points, and that's another slaying. This creature is almost down, Cran.
Oh, missed by 1. 67. Oh, I can reduce it by 1 with my. No,
yes, you can.
3. It's 3, so you can reduce it to 64.
No, I think it's up to
70.
You can choose. It's anywhere within the range.
Okay, 66. Strike. Somehow, twirling the blade is the way you did. You still manage to puncture the creature through its what you presume is its ear, completely destroying whatever brain it had. Foe dies immediately. What you'll be delighted to know is you can add 10 to all of your swings next round.
Nice.
That's extremely helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, now they're all dead. So the last creature is knocked to the ground with its head almost completely taken off. as Cran's huge, horribly sounding sword crunches into the creature's head.
So bits of
You're dead.
vertebrae and upper spine from its neck flick round, and one whisks over in a sickening arc and smacks Cherry right in the forehead as it pops out with a lot of viscera following it. Oh no, he says, "Oh my God, sorry, Cherry."
And I say, sorry about your cuts too, as they tear open and give you another 2 wounds per.
So is anybody bleeding in the party? I mean, Cherry does have a point. If any of you are bleeding, if she gets too close to you, those wounds will open up. I don't
Cran
think
is
any of you
not.
have any
That's the
bleeding
first thing
wounds.
I'm doing.
And not bleeding.
No.
Cran, do you have bleeding wound?
Unfortunately not, no.
No.
Oh, cool.
So the only person who I think who's got any serious damage is Victor with his slashed muscle in his leg. But otherwise, none of you are bleeding. So you're able to come to Earth, Cherry, and come closer to them if you wish.
Yeah.
Can we see anywhere nearby that's got somewhere we could just hole up for 10 or so minutes? Because I can cast regeneration and get everybody's hit points back down to 0, and then I can take the tendon, but it's either spend 8 hit points and get it immediately solved, or 1 to 10 hours on 3 hit points. Sorry, 3 power points.
Yeah, unfortunately, the murk and filth that hangs in the air has reduced your visibility. You can see what could be a ruined wall, a ruined cross-section of a wall just above Cherry to the north. Exactly how big that is, you're not sure. Cherry, give me a perception roll, please.
Sure thing.
I think we need to go that way. Just trot off.
Okay. Cherry, while she was up in the air, could kind of make out that you've got basically a bit of a corner, which would give you some shelter, but that's about all she could see, unfortunately.
All right, guys, I'm going to use some of the power points from the pearl, that little pearl things, because that's probably the best thing to do. So if we give you 2 rounds prep, and then I'll try and take the tendon off Victor.
Yep.
Ooh, nice. Perfect.
Okay, so that goes to you, Ugnan.
Okay, and that's 8 power points gone off
Yep.
the pearl, and that's gone. Full stop.
Yep, I'm just removing his. That also removes his concussion damage, doesn't it?
Well, I'll take all that as well.
Yeah. So the one transference, as I recall, takes everything, and then you have to basically heal each one.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So
Thanks, Agnon.
And how much was that? Was that 55 you had?
Yeah, 55.
And then give me Cran's 48 as well, which I better roll for.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to be 103 then.
Jeez.
And then 103 rounds later, I'll have down to 0 as long as this goes off okay. Or if you don't want to be disturbed in 103 rounds, which is what, 103 times 6 seconds or 10 seconds? I don't know how long a round is.
10 seconds, something. Yeah, 10 seconds we'll call it. So you're looking at what, about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
17.2 minutes.
Says Ugnan.
He says Ugnan with a calculator out.
Yeah.
Who suddenly turned into data.
What's this Windows calculator?
Okay. Right, so Ugnan, with that injury, have you instantly healed the leg injury?
Yeah.
Or have you? Yeah. So basically, you're looking weary, tired, and pale, but you can still walk and keep up with the company. So as you recall, you were on a roadway that was covered by what looked like these 2 black obstacles, deeper blackness than anything you've seen before, and they blocked what was remaining of the path, the road that you were on. The demon that you fought, the taller, the bigger of the 3, stepped out of that obstacle to the left. As it died, so did that obstacle. So the path is clear if you want to head to the left and therefore to the northwest.
Can we just wait by the wall for 17 minutes and then we can walk on if that's all right?
You can do if that's what you want. Yep.
Yeah, Cran will kind of look that way, keeping his back to the wall. Oh, good man, Victor. Ugnan, you look like shit. Not for the first time, I have to admit, but
I wish you bastards stopped getting hit. I thought you were gone when that helmet went caved in.
Yeah, Cran's got like a half moon-shaped helmet in his hand. He's like tossing up and down. He just picked off the ground and goes, "That's fucked, isn't it?"
Okay. So you move up and shelter, or make as much shelter as that ruined wall can see. Again, this black smut and smog that hangs in the air, obscuring your vision, shows no sign of letting up. If you look closely, Cran, can you give me a perception roll, please? In fact, can you give me a hard perception roll? Yep. So recovered from his injuries, though still perhaps mourning the loss of his helmet, Cran, staring off into the blackness, you can see that in that deeper blackness which obscures that path, you can see something sitting down. You can dimly see what look like some flickering orange shapes rising off that seated figure. Obviously, you suspect that there's another one of these great big tall flame demons sitting inside this inky blackness, blocking your way.
Fuck me. I can hurry up, mate. There's another one of those bastards up there.
I'll be with you in a minute.
You haven't got any of that root left, have you?
I gave you the last 6 I had.
Oh, fucking hell.
In fact, doesn't Cran have 6? Because I gave him the last bit of the stash.
I think at this point, Cran probably blushes and said, well, I was supposed to eke them out. I had them all at once.
Yeah, oh, that was a right old blowout. It was great.
That's right. They're like Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop.
Bosco, have you got any Thurl on you?
Maybe.
Okay, because I've got 10, so I can give them all to
Give me
you,
a sec.
so you can keep your own addiction going.
No, I don't have any Thurl, so I'll take.
So add 10, and I'll put this down to 0.
Right. So I've just shared with you your overall map. So this is what you can sort of vaguely recall of where you are. And if you remember, you want to head towards the northwest if you could. However, the darkness and the combat is such that I'm going to ask you to make, and I suppose a little bit of battle shock. I'm going to ask you to make a navigation rolls. And if you haven't got navigation, stargazing might help you. But if you've got navigation, that would be the best roll.
Do you want any lift difficulty on that?
Yeah, if you've got navigation, I want a hard navigation roll, please, to make sure you continue to head northwestwards. Otherwise, I'm going to move you in a random direction.
Oh, okay, that should be another 30 on top of that.
Even if Cran sounds really, really optimistic, ignore him, okay?
Okay. Well, you've got some differing opinions here. Cran points back to the way you've come. He thinks that you've probably headed the wrong way. Ugnan, you're not sure, to be honest. You've got a little bit turned around. Cherry, you continue to point towards the top left. Now, the issue is with 3 of you giving different directions, who do you follow? Cran has already said, look, I think it's this way, but honestly, don't trust me. Ugnan and Cherry.
I mean, I can give a roll as well. And we can
okay.
see where I...
All right, at which point Victor starts digging, saying, no, we've got to dig down. It's below us. Off you go.
Sure. Damn.
Victor kind of wags vaguely in a northern direction, but again, difficult to tell.
I just start flying in my direction. I know I'm.
Okay. So Cherry starts heading off, which gives you little option but to follow her. You've waited for enough time, Ugnan, for you to reduce all of those injuries. So I'll take those off the combat tracker. So
I just did.
You did. Okay, cool. Cherry continues to head this way, and the rest of you follow, sort of heading in that general direction for what feels like a large period of time, until you come to within sight of a large sort of wall, quite high, that clearly surrounds some form of complex. You approach the wall carefully, mindful of the shadows and evil spirits that had infested the wall near the great house, but you don't see any sign of activity. What you do see, which is perhaps a more welcome sight, is a path that enters this wall. Can you all give me reasoning rolls, please? Okay, so those reasoning rolls are rubbish, but never mind. You know that the route you want to take is vaguely northwestwards, and you dimly recall in your flyover of the city that if you follow the northwestwards path, you'll get to the big building complex, whatever it is that you need. So with that pathway in front of you, you quite, not gleefully, but you, with a little bit of confidence, head slightly towards the west, confident that actually this will lead you to the building that you want. And sure enough, within another, well, who knows how long this takes, within a few minutes, you come to view the following. What you can see is sort of a large, low building. You're approaching it from the south. You can see that it's possibly on 3 levels towards the rear of the building. Some sort of temple, perhaps, palace, chapel, church, who knows. It actually looks as if it is managed to escape the carnage that has enveloped the city almost completely.
That's more worrying than it being half knocked out.
Or is it protected?
It's got Airbnb sign in the window.
Yeah.
It's lucky I'm flying then.
Okay, so as you approach this complex from the south, you can see that there's one obvious main entrance. There are a number of ruined, I say ruined, the windows are cracked and broken, and there are a number of windows on the southern wall, but there's one main entranceway, a doorway sort of to the south that beckons you on. How do you want to approach? Let me just pop a few tokens on that as well, just to give you, just to get that set up as well.
Oh, he's huge.
Oh, damn.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
He's good looking, man. Could do with the flannel.
Did you say he's good looking? I'm not sure about that. Okay, so there you go. So if
There's a certain sea captain who's taken a shine to him, I'll tell you.
well, and where is she these days?
Wears 2 eye patches.
Harsh, but could be true.
And that's where we'll leave this episode. Next time we'll see what's inside this palace, why it's managed to escape the ravages of the city. Thanks very much for watching, thanks very much for listening. Most of all, thanks very much for bearing with our mic issues. Hopefully these should all be much clearer nowadays. If you want to know how to get in contact with us and all that usual bollocks, just look in the description. Otherwise, catch you next time. Cheers, bye.